Hello, YouTube. It is your boy JZTV, and we are here with the 2015 folk horror film written and directed by Robert Eggers. The Witch, the VVitch is how they. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they titled it like that, but all right. Let's get into the critical reception. Let's get into the review. You guys know how this video goes. So, getting into the plot, this takes place in 1630s New England, where English settler William and his family, wife Catherine, teenage daughter Thomason, preteen son Caleb, and young fraternal twins Mercy and Jonas, are banished from a Puritan settlement over a religious dispute. So they might have did something, and they might have sinned, they might have went against the church. So they're kicked out of this community, and now they have to live on their own, you know. They build a farm near a large, secluded forest, and Catherine bears her fifth child, Samuel. They seem a little old to be having children, but it is what it is. While under Thompson's care, Samuel abruptly disappears. It is soon revealed that a witch has stolen and killed Samuel to use his body to make a flying ointment. So yeah, obviously there's a lot of folk tales going around witches, like the whole witch haven shit, you know, like all the witch trials, all this stuff from back in the day that obviously Hollywood's going to take advantage of and make a cinema out of. Devastated by the loss, Catherine spends her days crying and praying, you know, that he comes back, that she can be forgiven, all these things. So William takes Caleb hunting in the woods, where Caleb wonders if the unbaptized Samuel went to heaven. And obviously there's a lot of religious aspects. This is a very religious film. This is a very religious family. And the whole film is based on your struggles with your church community, and your banishment, obviously. So in response, William discloses that he secretly traded Catherine's prized silver cup for hunting supplies, which is kind of fucked up, honestly. I mean, yeah, it's kind of materialistic to keep shit like that around. You want to be resourceful, you want to get the shit you need, but hunting, I mean, I guess. At the farm, the twins play with the family's billy goat, who they name Black Phillip, who the children says talks to them. And it's kind of weird, you know, it's like a classic child, you know, it's like the imaginary friend type of thing, I mean, it sets up that way. Catherine blames Thomason for misplacing her silver cup and holds her responsible for the loss of Samuel, and this whole time, William is like sitting there silent. He's not saying a word about this, which is obviously kind of makes him a bad father to have his daughter take the blame. So that night, the children overhear their parents making plans to send Thomason away to serve another family, to be kind of like a foster, you know, because she needs to grow up and learn to help other people. She needs to get like some sort of job, some sort of service. So the next morning, Thomason and Caleb sneak into the forest to check a hunting trap that they set up. Their dog Fowler chases a hare, which is like a sign of like the witch's presence, I guess. That's what it kind of symbolizes. With Caleb in pursuit, the hare frightens their horse, which throws Thompson to the ground and knocks her unconscious. Some of these movies kind of exaggerate things. I'm not sure how you could be unconscious for so long because you got thrown off a horse. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It is what it is. Caleb becomes lost and discovers Fowler's disemboweled body. Someone, like some animal, some person ripped his body up and like took his fucking intestines out. It looks kind of gross. Delving further into the thicket, he discovers a hovel from which the witch, disguised as a seductive young woman, emerges and kisses him. So the woman, the witches can take on multiple forms, like you can kind of assume that, and she seduces him. She's like a pretty attractive woman. Thomason awakes and finds her way home by following William's voice. Their parents are obviously like going into the woods looking for them, and she finds her way home. But obviously, Caleb is stuck with the witch here. As Catherine berates Thomason for taking Caleb into the woods, William defends Thomason by reluctantly admitting that he sold the cup. And soon, you know, their father is going to be admitting to a lot of things, kind of confessing. They're religious. They have to kind of speak the truth. And that's why they were probably banished in the first place. These people lie a lot, apparently. Sorry if I'm quiet, I don't know if I am. That night, Caleb returns to the farm naked, delirious, and mysteriously ill. We're not really sure what happened to him. Obviously, he was with the witch, but like, what did she do to him? I don't know. But, yeah, I'm kind of tired, so I might be kind of mumbling a little bit. My apologies. Catherine suggests that Caleb has fallen victim to witchcraft and prays for him. I don't know how she would have guessed that right away. I guess that's been a problem in New England. I don't know. The next day, Caleb goes into violent convulsions and passionately proclaims his love for Christ before dying peacefully. It's almost like he's mocking their religion. It doesn't seem like he actually thinks these things. The twins accuse Thomason of practicing witchcraft, but she in turn accuses the two of them for their supposed conversations with Black Phillip, and Black Phillip seems to kind of represent something as well. Maybe, he's on the movie posters, so he must be pretty important. And by the way, this is an A24 film, so that's kind of cool to know as well. Angered by his children's behavior, William locks them in the goat house, kind of get a break from them, get out of my hair, So in the middle of the night, the twins and Thomason awake to find the witch drinking the blood of a nanny goat. And sorry, Thomason was trying to milk the goat before, but blood came out, and now we kind of know why that happened. In the house, Catherine has a hallucinatory vision in which Caleb and Samuel have returned, and they're alive. Before, Caleb died, the baby's obviously still missing. In her dream, she takes Samuel and nurses him, but in reality, a raven is pecking at her breast, which is fucking gross. At dawn, William finds the goat stable destroyed, the goats eviscerated, the twins missing, and an unconscious Thomason with bloodied hands, and the witch pretty much framed this on her and made her look bad. I don't know why there's gotta be such pieces of shit cars outside of my room, but whatever. As she stirs, Black Phillip gores and kills William, charges at him with his horns, fucking impales him multiple times, and kills him. An unhinged Catherine blames Thomason for everything that has happened and tries to strangle her. And you can't really blame Thomason here, even though she kind of killed a lot of her family members. She got Caleb lost, took him out. I don't know. She didn't get the twins killed per se, but yeah. So in self-defense, Thomason tearfully kills her mother with a bill hook, which is it's kind of like a weird-looking butcher weapon. I don't know. It's supposed to be for cutting weeds, but I don't know. Now alone, Thomason enters the goat house and urges Black Phillip to speak to her, what's going on, why is this happening to us, you need to explain. And maybe the twins weren't crazy because the goat's actually talking to her now. The goat responds in a human voice and materializes into a handsome, black-clad man. He tells Thomason to remove her clothes and sign her name in a book, promising the life she has always wanted. Obviously, there's a lot of vices here with her asking for whatever she wants, She's living a life of sin, is what she wants, really. Thomason, accompanied by Black Phillip as a goat, then enters the forest nude, where she finds a coven holding a witch's sabbath around a bonfire. And I'm not really sure what it is about these covens and these witches in these movies recently, but we've gotten a lot. Suspiria had that same sort of thing. It's fucking strange, isn't it? The witches begin to levitate, and Thomason joins them, laughing as she ascends above the trees. So yeah, she finds peace in her life as being this witch, I guess, and being a part of this coven and living peacefully without the demands of her mother and all this stuff. So yeah, let's get into the review. So kind of looking over what people think of the movie, what I think of the movie myself, it's pretty good. As thought-provoking as it is visually compelling, The Witch delivers a deeply unsettling exercise in slow-building horror that suggests great things for debuting writer-director Robert Eggers. And I'm not sure what he has done since this movie. This movie came out 8 years ago, so he could have done a lot of things. But I don't know. It's pretty good. A lot of people give it good ratings. A fiercely committed ensemble and an exquisite sense of historical detail conspire to cast a highly atmospheric spell in The Witch, a strikingly achieved tale of a mid-17th century New England family's steady descent into religious hysteria and madness. Religion can hurt or harm you. Or help or harm you. It's not always going to be faithful, no pun intended. The movie is a stunningly crafted experience that'll have you seeking out a church as soon as you leave the viewing experience. I don't know. Find God after this movie, because there's a lot of fucked up things that happen here. Building his film on the diabolical aftershocks of Puritan regression, Eggers raises The Witch far above the horror herd. He doesn't need cheap tricks. Eggers merely directs us to look inside. It's a triumph of tone. Although Eggers is extremely discreet, the things you don't see are more horrifying than those you do. The picture's relentless. This sometimes feels like torment at a point. It's acting, lighting, music, writing, production design, cinematography, editing, and direction all immediately impressed. Pretty much everything about this movie is good. I don't think it's amazing per se, but it's a pretty good movie. While at the same time they combine to create an innately bewitching tale that keeps you on tenterhooks all the way up until its grandiose but enthralling finale. The film joins the ranks of horror films, such as like The Exorcist, but which comports itself less like an imitator of those classics than their progenitor, which is a tribute to a filmmaker who, despite his newcomer status, seems to have arrived in the full throes of maturity and full control of prodigious powers. So yeah, I mean, for being a newcomer in the film industry, I mean, he's doing a damn good job, it seems. It's a great movie. It's probably one of the best of that time. I love it. I mean, I think it's great. It's a first-time filmmaker, which is shocking because it feels like it's made by someone who's been making movies for decades, who's a master of their craft. This seems like it. I mean, there's obviously some negatives. We can talk about that. This film doesn't suffer from cinematography, acting, or setting, and early on it seems that the witch is tapping a higher metaphor for coming of age, or religious intolerance, or man's uneasy balance with nature, or something. It doesn't take long to the film's hour-and-a-half running time, however, to kind of break that spell. Maybe it's not super consistent with its storylines. Its theme, its slow approach to horror was interesting. It was a huge mistake to market The Witch as a terrifying horror film. It maybe isn't that scary. Not because it doesn't fit into the genre of horror, but because of the power of expectations. The less you know about this movie, the better your experience will be. I didn't know a lot about this movie. I wasn't around for this rollout, but everyone who saw it opening weekend probably walked in with too much knowledge and hype to really get as much out of it as they could have if the film had the veil of mystery. And I feel like that's something I do really well on this channel. I don't really read anything about the films before I watch them. Obviously things like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I've seen like remakes and stuff like that. The Friday the 13th movies, stuff like that. I get the premise, but Evil Dead, the original. But I don't read what happens in the movie exactly. I don't watch trailers, but yeah. I'm out, guys. I have to go. I gotta get this video posted. Watch some Ozark. I got an exam today, too, so I might study extra. So, peace out.